Hello there. I am back for the first Monday stream I've done in quite a while now, I think. Yes, you definitely shouldn't be trusted. Yes, I know you. No trust at all. Right, so yeah, jumping straight in. We made quite a bit of progress on Friday. Yeah, we've discovered that it seems the character I'm playing, who's been named as Richard, who I think is Richard Osmond, the same character name that all the previous ones have had, is actually the one responsible for all the shit here. I think what happened was he and Kenneth found the red stone on the moon, and something happened about getting a wish. I don't quite know the full circumstances of that, but Richard sacrificed Kenneth to get a wish. Unfortunately, this wish has had a lot of knock-on effects. Yeah, including the death of everyone at the facility. Because the timeline that I think has happened was they found the rock. Richard made his wish. Part of that is he becomes immortal. The fog starts permeating through the station because they were using the stone in the oxygen generation system to produce lots more oxygen. But then the fog also came through, and at no point did they make a connection there. Then there was the shuttle crash, and all the while people were dying on the station. The shuttle crash brought more people to die. The Russians then turned up. They literally, unusually for Russians in a lot of these games, they weren't out to cause problems. They were just there because they were running low on fuel. They got caught up with it. They died as well. And Richard, all through all of this, is the only one surviving. And he then went to the shuttle that crashed, and he lost all his memories. And now he thinks he's the only survivor. And that's who we've been playing all this time. Exactly what explains all of that, I'm still not sure on. I'm hoping the game will explain some more. Just unpause the emulator and then jump in to see whether we can find an end to the game, because there's not many areas left to explore. Because the next area I've got next area I've gained access to. Ah, yes, I need battery. The next area I've got, because I've just acquired the key for the observatory, which is a place I found right at the beginning, or at least the door to it. And I've been wondering about that place. My theory was it was going to be the last place we find. Now, I am wondering whether it's possible to get in there or not. And the door is locked, so possibly not. I'm gonna... Oh, I was about to say I was gonna... Oh yeah, I can see now. I was about to say I'm gonna conserve my battery power because I am running low. And I need to find a new battery. I'm just trying to think where one might be. Now I'm out on the surface. And I'd like to... I'm going to head up to go inside through the garage. Partly because it's the nearest door and I don't have to jump around like this for too long. But yeah, other than the observatory, we've got the basement, which we can get to via, weirdly, the residential area, because oddly, the residential area connects with the justice area, so the prison. So they're literally right next door to each other. Kind of weird. And then there's also the area off the... that door never makes the noise. It's weird. There's a whole audio thing that goes with those doors for adjusting the atmosphere. So this one has it.
Adjusting atmospheric pressure.
But that other door doesn't do it.
Stabilization.
Right, is there a battery in here?
Atmospheric adjustment complete.
Because I have been leaving a lot of batteries behind. I'm coming through here mainly because I'm hoping there will be a battery that I can pick up. I mean, all these areas are essentially safe to me now. Let's check in here. Was there a battery in here that I missed? Ah, there's two. That'll do me. So there's one left in there. Just need to try and make sure I remember that that's there. Oh, darn it. Oh, I forgot. There's no way to call the elevator, is there? Oh. Oh yeah, I can at least fill that. That means I've got to go around the long way. But I am aware of some shortcuts I can take. That's at least something. God, I completely forgot that that elevator literally is a lock. Wherever the elevator is, that's the only place you can take it.
Please wait for pressure stabilization.
Yes, I'm fairly certain we're right at the end of the game. We should find it relatively quickly. Right, take a risk here. Is that jumping too far? No. Right, so get near to the edge because I should be able to make this jump. Yeah. Am I going to drop all the way down? No, not quite. Okay. Don't want to jump too far. If I jump over or up one of the ledges, I'm going to fall to my death. Won't be good. Or at least the game indicates I fall to my death. Actually, one thing I just thought. My theory about Richard being immortal could be disproved simply by the fact the character can actually die. I've had a few occasions where the ghost has sent his heart rate really high, and that's caused him to die. Or I've fallen down the chasm, which I did once just to see what would happen.
Atmospheric adjustment complete.
So yeah, we also ran into the android, or the robot, because he claimed to be Kenneth. Kenneth being the one I mentioned earlier, who died in the mine. There's every possibility we might have to go down into the mine, but I don't think that's possible considering the door relating to the mine isn't accessible. Right, so this here should take us through to the central area, but up there is the observatory. Now I don't want to, or is it? No, I've got to go through here to get to the observatory. So my brain was on the other side of the facility. So we've got this central area here. Now the Kenneth robot has been in here since I ran into him the first time I went through that door. Because I went through that door and then he appeared, seemingly to be the only survivor. And here he is. And those pictures are all the people I've saved, which looks like almost all of them. There's a gap there. I don't know who that is. See what they all look like. See, I think I've saved all but him and whoever's at the end here. So I don't know if anyone appears on that part of the wall or that part of the wall. Just for context, every time I save one of the ghosts, their image appears in this room for some reason. I should have noticed this before. I saw the painting supplies. He's painting every single ghost we save. I've just realised that. So we've got a load of the Russians there. There's another one over there in the spacesuit because all the Russians were in spacesuits, so we've saved all of them there, all 6 of them. Yeah. So for a first playthrough, I'm actually quite impressed by how many I've saved because it's definitely got to be something like 90% of them. So it's just a question of who else to save. Because there aren't any other ghosts I can think of in the facility that I've met that have lingered. There's been a few cases of dangerous ones that have appeared in rooms, and then when the fog has gone, the ghost has gone as well. Whether that means the ghost has been saved or not, I don't know. But one thing this game has definitely lacked, I think I mentioned it last time, was the boss fights. Although technically they weren't boss fights in the previous games. Yeah, all the ones that have appeared in the room though, the ones that he's painted. Hello there. Yeah, the ones that the Kenneth robot has painted, they all seem to be ones that I've actually interacted with and I've seen them disappear. So the ones that have attacked and then disappeared, I don't know what's happened with them. Right. Let's use this key for this wacky door. Okay. Ominous. Oh, cutscene. Oh. That's Claudia. Why do I get the feeling this is a boss fight? Okay. Oh, choice time. One of the endings in Echo Knight 2, I found it on YouTube where someone had actually done playthroughs to get all of them. There's a version, I think you have to get every single ghost, and there's an option to see the red-haired woman on the clock tower, and she gives you the option to take the red stone dagger or not. If you take it, she kills you with it, and that's the ending. If you don't take it, it leads to an ending where she's taken away by the merchant character from the first game, his only appearance. So my feeling is taking the red stone is a bad idea. So I've saved all the way back at the underground thing, so I'll have to come all the way back here. Yeah, yeah. So I want to see what a bad variation might be. So let's take it. But I'll have to keep the save. So when I save next, if it goes on, that's a slight change from the first games. She's still holding the crystal there. Huh. Is that her body back there? I was literally just thinking it can't be because it's been such a long time. Everything would have decomposed. She's moving. I don't know if that was a problem with the resolution. Oh. Wait. That's one of the endings. I literally saved right before one of the endings. I was close to the end than I thought. So those other areas must be secret areas. We're literally, barely 15 minutes in. That music, that's a variation on the opening music to Echo Knight 2. But I've got other endings to look at. Or at least one other. I'm going to let this run, partly because I like to see the names of people who made the game, even if I don't read them all. I like to at least see the names go by, just so that there's yet another place, because some people may skip this. So at least on my channel, there's going to be a list of these people's names for this game. Noib, none of your business. What a name! What a name for a company. Yeah, there's still more to explain with this. There is still more to explain. Like literally what I was saying on the lead up to this bit. I was right with one thing. The observatory was the ending. Hang on, do I recognise any of these names? Nah, didn't recognise any of the voice cast names. So this being, what was it, 2006, I think? Yeah, that would have been right in the era of the rise of all the voice actors in English games. Oh, 2004, sorry. Yeah, 98 was the first game, 99 was the second one, so they left it a bit of a while. That was a short set of... yeah, I'd love that. Now, does the intro differ? Because it did with the second game. Or was it just the, hang on a minute, that's the shuttle. Or was it, no, that's a pod. So wait a minute. That's a pod with Claudia. That's got Claudia's name on it. So wait a minute. Claudia was in a pod. Okay, that's the crash shuttle. Right, so we've got more context to this intro as well. So yeah, those are the people on the moon base when this whole thing started. So there were still survivors when the shuttle crashed. Or was that... Oh no! These are the Russians. Because they're investigating the facility and wondering why it's deserted. And that's Claudia. A ghost sneaking up behind them. Yeah, running from all the ghosts. And that's the central area. Okay, I'll give him props. There's a lot of references to what actually happened in the game in this intro. Yes, I'm definitely not ending the stream after only, what, 20 minutes, half an hour? Let's see. Do we have... We don't have a New Game Plus option, slightly annoying. Okay, then it's just a case of loading my save back and heading over and not accepting the stone. Oh, I could have turned the other way. I think I did that the other time as well. Right. Now this time I'm not going to go up through the garage, because I remember that the oh yes, the Russians. It's a bit close to the edge. Although I'm not sure where I'm going to find a battery now. Actually, I know what I could do. I could take the elevator down and get one from the room that I did get one from. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure what the ending, what that ending represents. I'll have to look up what the the guides say about it. Because I'd imagine there's got to be like 3 endings. One ending where you do the bad thing, which could have been the ending I got. And then another ending where you get a better ending and then the best ending, depending on whether you save everyone. Now, I'm pretty certain I have not failed I have not saved everyone. I've completely failed to do that. That's the word I was going for. So I'm definitely not getting the best ending, because there are sections of the facility I haven't gone to. You never know. I may have even just had the short ending, and that not taking the stone actually leads to more content. I'd like that to be true, and I wouldn't put it past FromSoft, because they did that in Sekiro, where there's an early ending you can take, about 2/3 of the way through. Please, thank you. Where you get a choice to make, and if you make one, you go on to the better endings. But if you make another one, you literally have 2 boss fights and then the bad ending. So I wouldn't put it past them doing something like that with this game, but I also wouldn't put it past them literally having that as the end point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save a bit nearer, so I don't have to come through this area again. Because if I do find another ending, choosing to not take the the stone, I'm going to come back in and see if I can find anything else around the facility. So what I'll do, thinking about it, is save in here, because this is about as central as I can get. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's go into them. The cameras. Right. I know why they set the default as no. But when you're trying to get through things quickly... Right, so that is going to be my safe save before the ending. So we've seen one ending. And the game also didn't bring a notification up to say that I've found X ending of however many. Because another game I'd like to stream, although I have actually completed the game, I actually 100%ed it once before. Another PS2 game called, in America it was called Shadow of Destiny, but the version I know is the European release called, Shadow of Memory. And I think that was the title of the Japanese version as well. I recall I've got all three. But weirdly, the Japanese version actually has full English full English dialogue. Checking if this on full. Right. Okay. It was a similar time to this because it was a PS2 game. The PS2's release window for the games was a bit narrower than the PS1. Can I skip this? Nope, I can't skip this. So I've got to watch it again. Mid to late 2000s, I think it was. But that was an interesting game because that had time travel mechanics where you had to try and figure out who was murdering you and why. And that had 7 different endings you can find. But that game allowed you on subsequent playthroughs to skip cutscenes you'd seen before. If it played a variation on a cutscene you hadn't seen, it didn't let you skip it. That could sometimes get confusing. Yeah, I'm wondering what you wished for as well. So no, I'm not going to take the stone this time. This seems nicer. Somehow. Ah. Yeah. So that was a bad ending. Yeah. So that's given a bit more context to things. So what happens now? Does this still lead to an ending? Because yeah, the body's still back there, but he hasn't got the stone to stab himself with. So what's he going to do this time? Ah, right, the movement I thought I saw was camera movement. Ooh. Okay. Where are you taking her? And do remember she's dead. So yeah, this is an ending. I mean, at the end of the day, he came here for Claudia and he found her. Okay. So yeah, 2 endings. I mean, I could have done that on Friday. I was that close. Because of the areas I haven't been in, I thought I was much further away. because of how short the credits are, I'm going to let this run again just in case there is a post-credit scene on here. Because I think I mentioned before in games I've completed on here before that some developers will have a post-credit scene that will skip if you skip the credits. Which is kind of mean. Especially when a game's credits are like 20 minutes long. Yeah, that definitely felt like a better ending. Because rather than him killing himself with the stone, he took what was left of her and left. And as with what the intro said, he was there to find her. But there's still more to the story that I want to know. I want to know what actually happened with Richard and Kenneth. Because as I say, I'm convinced that Richard was the one that started all of this. But neither of those endings have confirmed any of that. One thing I forgot to do, talk to Kenneth. I went into the room but didn't talk to him. I'm fully expecting there to be no post-credit scene for this one. And this is looped back to the beginning. Yeah. Well, yeah, got to the end of the game much quicker than I thought. I thought there was at least like maybe 1 or 2 hours left of the game. That came to a very abrupt end. With a lot of questions still unanswered. And this is before Hidetaka Miyazaki was in charge of things. Right, so back where we were again. Let's go talk to the Kenneth robot, see if he has anything more to say. So say there's 2 areas that I don't have access to. Right.
You and I were the only ones who were left here.
Ah.
Then you disappeared. I felt like you didn't need me anymore. Even though I was born out of your wish.
Born out of the wish? Okay, hang on a minute. Richard and Kenneth found the stone. Richard made a wish that killed Kenneth. And he was born out of that wish. What does that mean?
You and I were the only ones who were left here. Then you disappeared. I felt like you didn't need me, even though I was born out of your wish.
I just want another syringe.
You see that thing on the desk? You can take it with you. Hope you'll find it useful.
What, the thing I've just taken? Can't tell what that is. Yeah. Right, I'm going to head back to the basement corridor, or the basement, also the elevator that goes down to the basement, because that's one of the 2 areas I haven't had access to. So I've basically cleared everywhere else. I've got a funny feeling they might only be accessible on like a subsequent playthrough, like essentially a hidden New Game Plus. There were games that did that. So Right, so
This floor is currently locked. Please insert key.
right, nothing happened. ID card. Nothing happened with that one. Level 3 card, nothing. Level 4 card, nothing happened. Organizer, nothing. And no. So I've got nothing to open that. Yeah, I mean, the Eternal Companion idea, not a bad one, but if that was the case, I would have thought that Richard would already be immortal. Because we don't know what Richard's wish was. And I know that some of the characters were talking about, something in the basement. Like there was a monster. We haven't seen a monster at all. I mean, one of my theories was that Richard was a monster. That he was the one going around killing things. Yeah, I'm going to head over to the other area that I haven't had access to. Because I couldn't figure out how to activate anything. There's a control panel that it says it's locked. So it's through here. Because this entire section here is a turntable. And there's a door up there. If I open the map, you can clearly see there's a room to the other side. Nothing happened, it's locked. And I don't see a way to unlock it. It doesn't give any indication. Let's try all the key cards I've got. I'm not expecting any of these to do anything. That is perplexing. I wonder, is there a way to fall off this? Probably not. Oh. Yes, there is a way to fall off, and it's death. Right, well. I think I'm going to have to look up the walkthrough then. Hang on a minute. Before I do that, let's have a look at the cameras in that room. Water filtration plant. So there's 2 cameras. Zooms in quite a bit there. And that's the control panel. This is what's in that room. And there's a body down there with a ghost sitting over it. Okay. Rusty piece of machinery. Right. So yeah, there is a reason to get in there. There's an extra ghost. I think that's the one that's in the gap at the back of the room. So, okay, let's pull up the walkthrough. So, let's just do a search. Okay, so there's 3 points in this. Okay, that's the other one. Okay. Right, there's a filtration plant key. So where do we find that? Okay, work area hallway. In there. Make your way along the moving sidewalk, and when you reach the end of it, go quickly to the left and use. Okay, that's because of the ghost that was in there when we first went through. Okay, so the key for this is not far. I'm going to put the light right on. Somewhere in here. Wait a minute. There it is. So at least it does mean I can avoid missing out on getting that ghost. Filtration plant key. Right, okay. So that means I can complete this little bit here and get that other ghost, hopefully. Because the other place will be the basement. I imagine there's probably a basement key somewhere. Yeah, because interesting that that ghost is hovering over a body, unless that body is his own. Because initially when I saw that view, I thought that body is next to a puddle, or a puddle's next to the body. Yeah, that's... Yee. Wait a minute. That rotating platform has a platform underneath it in one orientation. You could literally leave it like this and just jump over the railing. Okay. I mean, I could have found that much, much earlier as soon as I got access to the work area.
How long have I been here?
That is his body.
Oh yeah. Communications from headquarters was cut off. We're all abandoned. The food is gone.
Oh dear.
Everybody left me.
I don't think they left you. I think they're all dead.
They left me here, all by myself. I was so lonely. Thanks for finding me.
Is that enough for you to move on? Yes, it was. Okay. Right, he didn't drop anything. Mummified corpse of a man. He's been dead a long time. Okay. Machine's very old. And a battery. Might as well take that. I don't think I'm going to be coming back here. Right, okay. So the last thing is to find out about the basement. Right, okay. Oh, okay, right. So, to gain access to B2, I need the master key. So where is the master key? Hang on a minute. Oh, right. So, right. Okay. The endings 1 and 2 are you go to the observatory and say yes and no. There's also endings 3 and 4, which involves getting the master key, which I can only do at this point. So, okay. It's got a literal guide here. So it says, go to the central hall. Right. Interesting. It says going to the studio, which I think is because it says off the central hall, and that's the door with no sign on it. So that is the room where the Kenneth robot is. Actually, before I do that, I'm just going to save so that I've got the guy. Again, I'll keep this as the my safe save. It says there should be a key card in there. Go to the left side of the table, you'll see a cord on the table. Oh, sorry, a card. I haven't seen the card there before. So unless that's now appeared because I got that one extra ghost. I don't imagine that to be likely, but on the left side of the table. Oh, he's gone. Hang on. Oh, I was right. That was the last one I just got. Okay. There's still a gap there. Said the left side of the table, but there's nothing there. Okay. It says go to the left side of the table and you will see a card on the table. Take it to get the master key. There is no card. So yeah, I've missed something, but the fact that he's not in his chair, that clearly shows that something is different. That's just a tube of paint. Okay. Right. Right, so this guy doesn't give me more information other than just pick up key. Let's see. Okay, that one doesn't even tell you where to find the key. Right, okay. Ah, right, okay. That explains it. He's up by the observatory. I've got to talk to him first. So this will lead to the endings that give more information. And I just realised who the last ghost is. The last ghost is Kenneth.
That stone was the beginning of everything.
Ah,
And that's what you will face in the end. What you will wish and how your wish will be granted. I'm looking forward to seeing it through.
okay.
Oh yeah, come to my room one last time. The picture's done.
And he's covered in paint. Actually, thinking about it, he was clean when I first met him here. So that must mean I have actually saved every ghost. That, I'm actually quite proud of that. The fact that I needed the guide only to save one ghost at the very end. There's the card. Master key. Elevator security. So, I'm going to leave the I'm going to leave the walkthrough up on my screen, but I'm only going to use it if I feel I need to. Yeah, I'm glad I haven't had to do multiple playthroughs to get the ending, or to get all the endings. I'm the kind of dev who I would actually do that. I would be mean enough to make it that... Yeah, this is the last save room before that elevator. So yeah, I mean, technically I could still go through to the observatory and get the other endings. Or the ones I've already had. The ones that don't say much. So, over to the basement, or basement level 2. That literally is the last area I haven't uncovered.
Access granted. Releasing lock.
Here we go. I mean, overall, I wouldn't say this game's particularly difficult. Some of the ghosts were a bit tricky, but I think for the most part, I managed to figure things out. Oh, why does this remind me of the stereotypical sewer or London Underground? Not that there's much difference. Right, let's check the map. I haven't been doing much of the map recently because there's the elevator. Because I Oh yeah, to be London Underground, it needs more rats. I've because I knew the layout pretty well. I haven't been looking at the map much, but now that I'm in an area I haven't been in before. Oh. Mummified body of a man. And a painting. Painting of Claudia. Platinum ring. A letter to Claudia. Wait a minute. Delicately shaped ring. Is that a wedding ring of some kind? Spins a little too quickly. And literally the rotation is digital. The moment I move the analog stick to the slightest bit to the left or right, it just spins. But that looks like a wedding ring to me. What's this letter? My dearest Claudia, it's been a while since I last wrote you. I hope things are well. We continue to face new challenges here every day, but I'm determined to see it through. As you know, building a lunar facility was a dream both my father and I shared. I have every intention of making sure the project is a success. I realised my leaving just before the wedding was abrupt and must have hurt you terribly, but as soon as everything is in order here, I will come for you straight away. Please be patient for a little while longer, my dear. I will write you again soon, Richard Osmond. The character from the previous two games, or at least the character name from the previous two games. So this is next page. Oh, okay. So most are about the moon. Okay. Neatly stacked boxes. So the only corpses I found, there's this one. There was one of the filtration system, and then there was 3 frozen in the the oxygen area. I didn't find any other corpses as far as I could remember. Oh, there was one in the shuttle when we arrived. Communications records. The last transmission is dated a few years ago. Broken communications terminal. A reading lamp. Can't take it. Can't get behind it. That seems to be everything that's in here. That's elevator room. Just want to have a look at the map again. Does it name everything? Director's office. Why would the director's office be the basement level 2, like the lowest level? That doesn't make much sense to me. It's the signal for the elevator. Still doesn't answer much. I mean, it confirms my theory that my character was Richard Osmond and that he was instrumental to everything that happened here. I've got a feeling we're going to run into the robot Kenneth again. Now, what was that? Oh, I thought something happened, but I just stepped on that, on the grating. Footstep change. Right, so we've picked up everything. Everything that was in that room. I'm just going to double check. Okay, in the director's office, there's a mummified corpse of a man. Next to him are 2 items. A letter to Claudia in the ring. Pick up the items and leave. Okay, right. So then it says go back to the the observatory and literally just pick 2 endings. I want to have another look in Kenneth's room. Are you back here, Kenneth? No, you're not. Right, so... Yep, there we are. Kenneth Livingston. I had a feeling Kenneth would be the last one there. Now, technically, there's 2 more spaces. One over there and one there. One for Richard and one for Claudia. But yeah, that's all of them. I don't think there are many that are optional, if I'm being honest. So I don't think this is a particularly tricky game overall. I said that earlier, didn't I? Right, so now when we go to the observatory, apparently there's going the wrong way. Up this way to the observatory. So this time when we run into Claudia, I assume it's going to be Claudia again. There's going to be an ever so slight difference. Now this time I'm going to move the camera right the way down so I can actually look at this lock while we unlock it. I didn't actually see it last time. So we've got the ring and the letter. So... And I just realised I didn't save after I came back. There's not much I have to redo. Let's find out. So, is this cutscene the same?
I was waiting for you to come for a long time. You're finally here.
For the 3rd time. Oh, this is different. The letter. Because he was obsessed.
You left me behind.
Because he wanted to complete something.
Disappeared, so I created you to make you look like him and to replace him.
Oh.
You are an android, not the real Richard.
Oh dear. Like the Kenneth robot.
The stone that grants your wish in exchange with someone's life.
So hang on, does that mean Richard and Claudia didn't make the same wish?
Wanted to return to Earth with Richard. I wished it in exchange for my own life.
Oh.
But Richard is gone.
Oh dear. Now, according to this, if I accept it, I get ending 3. If I refuse it, I get ending 4. So I'm going to accept it and see. So all along, that certainly explains why I'm still alive. Because whatever's been going on... So what's he going to wish for? So she sacrificed her own life to wish that the android was the real Richard. But if I'm actually an android... So we've got the stone this time, so... Is he going to do the same thing and stab himself? I think he is. No. Okay. You know, I said I wasn't going to skip this previously. I can't skip it. Oh, hello there, Hellbirch. Thank you for the lurk, although you're probably not far off the end of the stream, because I've only got one more ending to find with this. And I've got to get through the credits for the third time. But yeah, that certainly gave us some revelations. But it still doesn't explain everything. Because, I mean, it's almost like Claudia's wish didn't happen. Because she said that her wish was for the android to be the real Richard. Well, yeah, tragically pointless is kind of what Miyazaki's storytelling is in quite a few places. Just incredibly tragic, and just you actually stop and think about it, and everyone would have been so much better off if they'd just done nothing. But there's one more ending. Oh yeah, he definitely joined the right company. Yeah, looking through those names again, and yeah, none of them are... not recognising any of those. Then again, as I said before about the growth of voice acting industry around that time, there was a lot of there were a lot of companies who were opening up that really did things on the cheap. So a lot of developers ended up hiring actors who were not actually that good actors. It's one of the reasons why a lot of games in the early days of voice acting for games had very poor acting. I would have thought by the mid-2000s that things would have improved by then. Because, I mean, now the voice acting industry for games is like absolutely top-notch. You go to like the big names and you know you're going to get someone really good. Right, so with this save, I've got to head down to the basement again. So not much to play through a second time. I mean, in theory, I could have done this with save states, but I prefer to avoid save states if I can. Because in some ways they feel a bit like cheating. There are some situations where I will use them. If it's like something really annoying, like I want to skip a cutscene or something. The game won't let me cut, and I've got to go through multiple times, and I might do it. Or if there's a really long section with no save points, I might do. Because one of the things I've found with some emulators is save states also save the memory cards, and I inadvertently overwrote my save for a game. I think it was actually Police Noughts. Thankfully I only had to play through about 4 hours worth of the game, which I did off stream to catch up with where I was. Right, so yeah, that corpse. Yes. So one question that is unanswered for this, and I don't think it's going to answer it, is where are all the corpses of all the other characters? Because I don't think there's any indicator to that. As I say, I can only think of about 5 corpses that we've found. Yeah, there's a lot more than 5 people here. A lot more than 5 ghosts. But yeah, the fact that the android I'm playing as has forgotten everything does seem a little odd. You know what, I am going to save at this room, but I'm going to save into a second slot. Just so I've got both options available if I ever want to look at them again. So slot 2. 42 saves. Life, the universe and everything. Right, now to leg it back up to the observatory again. Yeah, another thing I just thought of is the ghosts said that they saw a monster. I don't know what that monster was, unless the fog was making people hallucinate. Or maybe the monster was the ghosts. Yeah, one of the things that Miyazaki is really good at doing is giving you just enough information that you can figure things out without more. Now, this game doesn't feel like it has that. Right, time to find out what the 4th ending is. Yeah, literally that's it, 4 endings.
I was waiting for you to come for a long time. You're finally here.
There's one thing I just realised, the ending we've seen only had the letter, it didn't have anything to do with the ring. So I'm wondering whether refusing the stone will involve the ring somehow. Yeah, so she came to the station to come after him, created the android, and then she found the stone and wished for the android to be her Richard. But for some reason it didn't work. Oh wait, that corpse down there, that's Richard, the real Richard.
After Richard is gone,
That's what we're going to do.
I don't
If I refuse that stone,
that granted my wish anymore.
the Richard that I've been is going to take her back somehow. Exactly how, I don't know, but
My android, a lifeless being. I wonder what you would wish for.
okay. Fourth and final ending. This is the same so far.
He's gone from this world. He's nowhere to be found. The only thing I have is what you left me. Richard's thoughts will forever live inside me. My wish is granted long before I wished it. I can return to earth with him alive inside me.
Lass, you're dead.
Thank you. I'm ready as well.
Doesn't answer what Gummy Rock, yeah. Still doesn't answer my big question. What did Richard wish for? Because the Kenneth android said that he was born of Richard's wish. Okay, this is different. Wait, this is high-res render, like the intro. Oh, wait a minute. That's a place we haven't been to. That's like a chapel. Is this where the intro bit comes from? Where she's in the pod? Ah yes, the classic alabaster skin. Dead white. Yep, there we go. Claudia, written on there. I can't read what the last name is. So another question is, why has he been in the spacesuit all this time? I mean, it certainly helps to hide the identity and also allow him to go out onto the moon's surface. But I do still feel like there's some questions unanswered there. But yeah, that's the final ending. Yeah. Not 100% certain what to think of it. It took a long while for the story to get going. It was all just going places and saving ghosts and figuring out puzzles for a long while. It wasn't until about the last third, I think, before the story really started to get going. I think a lot of people would have given up. Yeah, I imagine that is meant to be the canon ending. Or the true ending, as or best ending, as some people might term. But yeah, now that I've got that ending, and I haven't actually reset the console, in theory, to go through all these endings, so I've recorded all 4 endings, so maybe something new pops up with this. I doubt it. This doesn't feel like the kind of game that would do that. There might be something as a bonus with this last ending. But yeah, it doesn't feel like there's any replay value to this one. With the other 2, there was definitely replay value in that there are things you can miss. Like in Aconite 2, there's one particular ghost that if you don't save them at a particular point, you can't do it. And that will lock you out from the other last endings. And there are a couple of endings you literally have to go out of your way to get. One of them being one of the darkest endings. Yeah, so overall, I would say 2 is probably the best one. By quite a way. Visual, I mean, this one's the best one, obviously, being on PS2, whereas the other ones were on PS1. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Moonlight Sonata always gives the sads, because it is a very melancholic piece of music. One last thing I am going to check, though, before we finish up. But actually, timing-wise, it's not too bad either. So about 20 to 9. I said I was going to be finished by 9 or soon after, so we're approaching a good time. So I want to check our notes. So character-wise, character completion 100%. Locations 100%. Recordings 65. Those are the recordings off the cameras. Yeah, I'd really have to go out of my way to find those. So yeah, I'm actually quite pleased with that. Yeah, considering I only had to look up guides for a handful of ghosts, because there was the other ones I had to look up were progression related. So actually, I wonder how many ghosts are mandatory for the story. The woman in the graveyard definitely wasn't mandatory, and the guy off to the side off the filtration system definitely was. But there are a few others who wouldn't be mandatory, but I've got a feeling it's quite a high percentage that are mandatory for the story. Because there are quite a few that you get items from that you need to be able to move on. But yeah, I'm glad I finally played through this game, because I've had it all these years. Because I think I said in one of the earlier streams that I picked this game up around the time it was released, or maybe a year or two after. And I was always confused by it because I didn't get very far at all. And after picking up the other 2 for PS1 and playing them, and then realising, I can't remember the timeline for when I actually figured it out, but realising that this one was part of the series, I wanted to do all of them. But yes, yeah, that was one thing they definitely got right with this one. I think the second one they really did well with as well. The first one was a bit awkward, partly because it was the first game they did in the series. And the first one was kind of all over the place. The most of the story took place on board the ship, but then you go into people's memories, which would transport you elsewhere. Whereas for 2, when you met the ghosts and you did things to try and help them to move on, it was all related to where you were at that time. Yeah, they'd really refined a lot of it, but I think this one is probably the weakest of all of them because it doesn't tell much of a story, really. The whole thing of the facility is well realised. The lighting system is brilliant. I think they really used the power of the PS2 very well. How accurately the emulator has represented it, I don't know, because I am using software emulation to try and make it look as close to the original hardware as possible. Obviously without CRT filters, because I can't stand CRT filters. Yes, so let us see, because as we'll be finishing up, who is available to raid. I have a feeling I know one particular person. Yeah. Why don't we drop in on Jolly again? He's playing Marvel Rivals. I might actually join him as well. I don't know how late he's streaming as well, because that could... I do have work tomorrow, so I'd have to finish up. And I've got some editing to do for this VOD as well, but I am rambling. So let's finish up, and I just want to make sure I've got something open. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to be starting a new game on Friday. I'm fairly certain I know what game I'm going to be playing. I may change my mind between now and then because it's not a short game. I have played some of the start of it, but then I thought, you know what, I want to stream this, so I'm going to have to play through the opening sections again. I can't remember exactly how far through I was. Hopefully it's not too much of a grindy game either, because it is a JRPG. But we'll see when we get there. Yeah, so the VOD for this, I'm probably only going to do one, and that's going to be up for, I think, probably Wednesday, if I get the timing right and everything. Hopefully get it all uploaded by then. Links below and everything for everyone to take a look at. My YouTube, where I upload all my VODs, my Discord, where not much is going on at the moment. Fairly quiet there, but numbers do grow very slowly when you're as small as I am. And also my book on Amazon as well, if that is of interest. So that would be everything. So if you're not going to be joining me to raid Jolly once again, I hope you all have a good week, and I shall hopefully see you again soon. Bye.